This video contains violence and murder. Viewer discretion is advised. Fair use is in the description.
This man, Antoine Suggs, is now facing 4 murder charges in the quadruple homicide of 4 Minnesotans. Jennifer Hoff is here now to share the new information that we've learned tonight. Jennifer?
Julie, it's been a question as this case has developed. And tonight we know Antoine Suggs allegedly killed the 4 people in St. Paul before leaving their bodies in a cornfield in Wisconsin. New court documents also shed light on what Suggs allegedly told his father the day those victims were found.
According to the criminal complaint, Antoine Suggs told his father he snapped and shot a couple of people. The 4 victims were found in a Mercedes-Benz on September 12th in a rural western Wisconsin cornfield.
In the early hours of September 12th, 2021, 4 young friends left a St. Paul bar for what should have been just another night out. Hours later, their bodies were found in a cornfield over an hour away, shot execution style. The man behind it, Antoine Darnique Suggs. This is the story of a night that turned deadly and the investigation that followed. The 4 victims were all from the Twin Cities area, friends and siblings spending a night out in St. Paul. They were last seen leaving the White Squirrel Bar around 2 a.m. with 38-year-old Antoine Suggs, who had flown in from Arizona. Suggs was seen talking with them earlier in the night. Surveillance showed them leaving together in a black Mercedes SUV.
Straight out of swamp where the pain don't sleep, digging through the truth where the crime runs deep. From the bottom to the top, let the facts all spray. Welcome to the grind, this crime the Eway. The streets don't lie, they scream my name.
This man, Antoine Suggs, is now facing 4 murder charges in the quadruple homicide of 4 Minnesotans. Jennifer Hoff is here now to share the new information that we've learned tonight. Jennifer?
Julie, it's been a question as this case has developed. And tonight we know Antoine Suggs allegedly killed the 4 people in St. Paul before leaving their bodies in a cornfield in Wisconsin. New court documents also shed light on what Suggs allegedly told his father the day those victims were found.
According to the criminal complaint, Antoine Suggs told his father he snapped and shot a couple of people. The 4 victims were found in a Mercedes-Benz on September 12th in a rural western Wisconsin cornfield. Suggs is also facing 4 counts of hiding a corpse, as is his father. The complaint says witnesses put Suggs at the St. Paul bar, the White Squirrel, with the victims, who were also seen getting into that Benz. The documents say he told his dad the shooting happened in the vehicle on 7th Street. Investigators say there is surveillance video from that area showing one victim slumped over in the front passenger seat, putting their deaths between 3:30 and 4 in the morning the same day they were found. Shortly after that, the documents say Suggs called his dad, who would allegedly follow his son to Wisconsin in another car, making multiple stops at gas stations, leaving blood in the parking lots where the Benz stopped. MnDOT video showed the pair crossing into Wisconsin around 10:30 in the morning. His dad was later arrested, and Suggs turned himself in Arizona last Friday.
There's also this: officials found Suggs' Arizona driver's license actually in that abandoned Mercedes and say that he had been living there in Arizona, traveling back and forth between here in Minnesota, or there in Minnesota, rather. He's currently in custody there, waiting to be extradited here to Minnesota.
Police announced the 4 victims found dead in a Mercedes SUV in a remote Wisconsin cornfield were killed in St. Paul before a 70-mile road trip to dump the bodies. And a newly filed search warrant reveals how police have been piecing together the crime. So far, 56-year-old Darren Osborne and his 38-year-old son Antoine Suggs are charged with the crime of hiding a corpse. No one is charged with murder yet, but police say there are no other suspects. The search warrant reveals a cigarette butt, now being tested for DNA, was found in the cornfield by the SUV, and shell casings were found inside the vehicle. Also in the Mercedes was the Arizona photo ID belonging to Antoine Suggs. Police got a tip that the suspects were spotted at the Bridge Stop gas station in Wheeler, Wisconsin, just 2 hours before the SUV was found in the cornfield. According to the search warrant, the gas station surveillance video shows Suggs in the Mercedes and Osborne in a different SUV. Police found blood there they believe dripped from the Mercedes. Another camera, this one a Menominee Police Squad camera, happened to capture the Mercedes in an empty lot an hour before that, while pulling over someone else. When police went back to that lot, they found blood drops there too. Yet another camera, hours earlier, near the White Squirrel Bar in St. Paul, where the warrant says Suggs was drinking with the victims, shows at least one of the victims getting into the Mercedes. When police moved in on Osborne, the older suspect, the warrant says he admitted following his son Antoine, who was driving the Mercedes, to rural Wisconsin and giving him a ride back to St. Paul, although Osborne claims he never saw bodies in that vehicle. Police have also tied the vehicle to Antoine Suggs. According to the search warrant, a car lot owned by friends of his family sold it to him just 2 days before the murders.
Whatever it was, whatever happened, my daughter and her 3 friends shouldn't have lost their life. As I said yesterday, no excuse, no rationalization, no justification for taking my daughter's life or her friend's life. I don't care what it was. Outgoing. She had a laugh that would just make you laugh.
My son was an amazing artist. He was a great father. He was a music producer.
Presley's father, Damone, and Foreman's mother, Jessica, embraced outside the courtroom during a break after hearing the defendant's testimony.
To relive my daughter's last moment of her life and to be here, it's just unsurreal.
Suggs told the courtroom he recently met the 4 victims during his trip back to visit his children in Minnesota from Arizona, where he lived. The defendant arguing he thought he was going to be robbed and felt threatened at the time of the shooting. Video showing the moment shots were fired inside the moving car forced some family members to walk out of the courtroom.
But to hear and actually see my daughter's last day of her life and what took place was really hard to sit there.
Exhausting. I never expected it would take such an emotional toll to sit and have to see and hear such graphic detail.
Suggs pled not guilty and is charged with 4 counts of second-degree murder. His father pled guilty last year to helping Suggs hide the bodies and is currently serving a 4-year sentence. According to a complaint, Suggs told his father he snapped and shot a couple of people.
Just heartbroken.
I'm the mother of Jasmine and Matthew.
Authorities say in September 2021, Nitosha Flug-Presley, Loyace Foreman III, Matthew Pettus, and Jasmine Sturm died from gunshot wounds.
I honestly wanted to write a scathing letter, but several weeks ago, as I was trying to get some rest, the Lord talked to me and he said, I died for him too.
Prosecutors said Suggs told his father he snapped and shot a couple of people. Months later, a jury found him guilty in all 4 deaths.
I would not like to slander the deceased, but I would like to speak from facts.
When given the opportunity to speak at sentencing, Suggs reiterated he acted in self-defense.
The family claims that these deceased were angels all around the board. But from my observing of their Snapchat videos, the deceased were actually Crip gang members.
Ultimately, Judge Harris had to decide whether Suggs should serve each sentence consecutively for each victim or at the same time.
Harris deciding to stack the sentences, delivering a combined sentence of more than 100 years.
Mr. Suggs, it's clear to me that you truly believe that you acted in self-defense.
26 statements were submitted in support of Suggs.
As an African-American male, it broke my heart because every single one of them talked to you and talked about you as a loving father, which I have no doubt you are. And as I listened to your statement at the end, there was no sorry for your loss.
As court let out, we caught up with Presley, Nitosha's dad.
So I'm very satisfied that it's consecutive.
The Antoine Suggs case is a brutal reminder of how one night, one choice can destroy multiple lives. It also shows the power of digital evidence, phone data, surveillance footage, and forensics that piece together the truth. Suggs's appeal was later denied, confirming his conviction and sentence.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Crime the Eway for more stories like these.